Hey OUTtv, it's Daze. I'm sitting here in my apartment in Brooklyn, and I'm gonna answer a few questions for you and your audience.
I'm in town on holiday. If you want me, I might stay. I just had to get away from all the hardships and all the mundane. I know it's not logical, but who cares?
My musical journey began when I was maybe about 10 years old. I was really obsessed with pop music. My dad would take my sister and I every week to buy CDs, and I just really quickly felt that I could do the same thing, and I bought my first journal. It was this little golden journal with music notes on the front, and I still have it somewhere. And I wrote my first songs, and it came very easily for me. It was very therapeutic for me then, and still is now. It was just my way of making sense of the things I was feeling and, my life. And I found that I would do my most writing when I would be traveling somewhere, like whether it be in the car, or on a bus, or on a plane. I always had to have my journal everywhere with me, and I'm still like that now. It wasn't until I was 18 that I kind of made the decision that I would pursue this as a career. And so I moved to New York to study theater and film and music, and I started making my own demos in my college dorm room, with which I eventually brought to a studio and started recording professionally. And then eventually I found Linver Lane Studios, which is where I record now with my producer Michael Gray. And I've been working with them for almost 3 years, and now we're working on my debut album. Someone that has a huge influence on me and on the decision to pursue my career is Lady Gaga. She was someone I discovered my senior year of high school. She just made me feel like I could really do it. I saw her as someone that was fully herself and stood out from the crowd, stood out from her peers, her contemporaries, and didn't limit herself. And she just made me feel like, even though I never fully identified with the other guys that I would see in pop music when I was growing up, she made me feel like that was okay, and I could still do this and be myself and be different. I'm also very, very much influenced by eras like the 60s, 70s, and 80s, decades that I never knew, but I've always been attracted to the styles of those decades. Mainly beatnik writers like Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg really inspire me. The way that they cherish every detail of their life, and they see their lives as a work of art. That's something that I relate to. Yes, I very much belong to the LGBT community. I'm very proud to be an openly gay artist and to get recognition from the community, especially because when I was a kid, I didn't really have an openly gay male pop artist on the charts and on the covers of magazines that I could identify with. And it's really, one thing that really drives me is that I want to be that guy for the LGBTQ youth, and I want to be someone that they can look up to and be inspired by, and be inspired to be, open and proud of who you are, and to design the life of your dreams, which is what I'm doing. I was 15 years old, and I first told my close friends, the people that I was the most comfortable with, and then I actually told my family through a letter. I wrote a letter in my journal, and I allowed them to read it. And that was coming out was the beautiful outcome of what was a very troubling time in my teenage years. But it was the best choice I ever made, and I think the best choice you can make, because once you start living authentically, you're opening yourself up to the magic in life. So that song are very much inspired by a real life romance after coming out of a long-term relationship. I was in a place where I was just desperately longing for that passion that that had been missing towards the end of the relationship. And so I found myself having a sort of a series of these experiences of like short-lived romances, but that were very intense and very profound, and they just sort of reignited me. So that song and that video is about one of those experiences. And in the video I traveled down to Miami with a couple of my friends, and we made that city our set, and we sort of recreated one of these experiences that I had. And so what you see in my videos is very real to what inspired the song. I'm always trying to recreate that moment for people. My debut album, Golden Hour, is very much a travelogue, and just a collection of these romantic moments in the past 7 years of my life. So current plan is to finish my record, Golden Hour. We're looking at a spring release right now. And then after that, I will release another music video and go on tour. We're looking into like a European and South American tour, because that's where I have the largest fan base right now, and that's just where I think that people understand me the most right now. And I'll continue to work on a follow-up record, of which I've already come up with the concept and written a few songs, so I really never stop writing. And I never plan to make the same album twice, which is something that I want people to know about me. It's a constant evolution, constant commitment to growth, and I always want to experiment and do something new. So, you know, I feel that I'm at the very beginning of a lifelong musical journey. You can watch the rest of my videos on my website, wilderdaze.com, or keep up with me on Twitter and Instagram, wilder_daze. And the album is coming very soon. So thank you, OUTtv, for the questions, and thank you so much for playing my video, 24 Hour Lover. It means the world to me, and I hope to come out there and perform in the Netherlands sometime this year. So thank you guys.